Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can modify the Lego Kylo Ren command shuttle that was released along with the Force Awakens set. I'm going to show you how you can modify the wings such that they open in a V shape as it does in the movie, and for some strange reason Lego did not make it with this functionality. The most likely excuse or explanation is that Disney did not give them the correct materials or reference materials in order to design it that way. But it is very strange that Lego actually knew that the wings can fold in, as a lot of you have probably seen. It can fold in like this way and become a lot shorter, but they didn't know that it actually goes into a a V shape. So that's quite surprising, I think. But look, either way, I don't think it's really acceptable. I mean, if you're going to charge people top dollar for stuff, you got to get it right. And it's the same as releasing an X-wing without going into the X position. They did also release this about 3 months before the movie came out, so clearly they were rushing to get it out. I know from the shops that I saw, most people were not buying these before the movie came out. It was only after the movie that people really started buying it. But anyway, let's get straight into it. So conceptually, what we're going to actually try and do with this set is, we have a wing that is attached to, sorry for the poor lighting, attached to the command shuttle. Now, in order to get that V shape, we basically need to do two things. One is we need to have it a little bit more away from the command shuttle, and then the second thing we need to do is create that leverage to get the V shape. So they're really the two things that we're trying to accomplish with these modifications. So the first step that you need to do, and I will leave very detailed instructions in the description of this video telling you the page number and the the diagram number that you can follow, but I'll actually just in the video itself be showing you what you need to do. So the first thing you need to do is look at this red piece. It's actually two 4x1 Technic pieces, and then there's a flat 4x2 piece underneath. What we need to do is the instructions will show it like that, and all we need to do is move it one brick out. That's it. So the instructions show it like this. We need to just move it one brick to the right, and that's it. That's the first step that we need to do. The second step we need to do is on the wing. Now, one of the main components of the wing is this Technic piece. It's a very long grey Technic piece that goes all the way up to here, and it has these black Technic pieces, and these are actually used to lock the wing into the command shuttle. These are actually what are connecting the two. Now the top two we're not going to touch, the bottom two we are. So the instructions show this L-shaped Technic piece, and there's one exactly the same on the other side, connected to the last hole in the Technic piece, the grey Technic piece. And then what's actually missing here is there is this piece that sits in there, and then there is a red pin which looks like this, and it goes through that red, so that black square piece, through the black square piece, and then into this piece here, and it will lock this L-shaped into the Technic piece. So if I actually turn this around, I don't know how well you can see it, but yeah, so this red piece is locking that L-shaped piece over here. So it's connected in the last hole, and then it's locked in this little hole right where my finger is. What we want to do, that's what the instructions show, what we want to do is we want to pull this this L-shaped Technic piece out, and we want to put it in the third hole from the end. So we take it out from the first hole and we put it in the third hole. Now what you will notice is that this is actually now hitting the other black Technic piece, which means we can't put it in line with this other Technic piece, which means you can't lock it into this hole here. So that means these pieces become spare pieces. We do not need them, we will not use them anymore. That's the only change you need to make on the wing. These two L-shaped black pieces, the same on the other side, don't connect them into the last hole, put them into the third last hole, and then the red pieces that are used to lock them in, you can take them out. You don't need them anymore. However, you can use them, but very important, these other ones above them, do not touch them. Okay, build them exactly as per the instructions. The third step now is in the instructions in this piece, behind this piece. I take this off, so just to show you where we are, we're back now on the command shuttle, so we're done with the wing. On the command shuttle, behind this piece, there is a pin which looks like this. You probably can't see it too well. So it's a little grey crosshatch piece. Maybe I'll try and show that differently. So that's what it looks like, and it has a flat end on one side. Sorry, it's out of focus. And then on the other side, it looks like this. Now the instructions show it by inserting it into here, this hole, and having it come through here and locking the wing piece in here. But we don't want to do that. And what else don't we want to do? We don't want to have it stuck in there either, so let's get that out. So we're not going to put the wing, of course, as I said, all the way in there, because that's going to lock it like the instructions tell us, and we don't want to lock it through. We want to create that leverage. So what we are going to do is we are going to put this pin through the last hole in these red pieces. So the furthest hole, you're going to put them in the red piece. Now this is going to lock into the top two, not the bottom two, the top two, the ones we didn't touch, which is this one and this one. So it's going to go through that top cross-hatched hole there, and then it's going to go through that red piece, which is going to sit here, and then it's going to lock this one in as well. And it's going to do that all in the last hole in the red piece. Now it doesn't matter if you put it through that way or if you put it through that way. The only difference is you're either going to see that from the front or you're going to see that from the front, and it's really up to you. So as you can actually see in here, so this is after the modification, I'm talking about right here. So this pin, that little cross hatch, I don't know if you can see, it's pretty dark, but that's right through there. So we've just locked that pin basically as per that. Right, so that's what we're doing here. Now these bottom black pieces, they don't actually lock into anything. What you need to do is you need to press them right up against the other black pieces, and they will go into these two little holes. They won't attach in any way, they'll just sort of fit into those holes. And if you can see in the modified wing I've got, and you can see them there at the bottom, you can see the two L-shaped black pins, and they're going to fit right into those holes, and voila. So it's not going to attach, it's just going to go in and out. So they are the main changes. Now there are two more minor changes that we need to make, and this is going to be a little bit hard to show. But on the side of the wing here, the instructions at the bottom show this. That was the roof, that's okay. This reverse cheese slope piece. Let me just, okay, the wing just, that's alright. And then we have these two studs. Now if you keep them there, what's going to happen is the wing's going to hit them. And so the wing will still move, but it just won't move as much as we would like it to. So what you need to do is you need to remove these 3 pieces, and it's up to you with how you want to do that. You could just remove them, but I actually put the reverse cheese slope in that orientation, so it's actually facing the front of the ship. So instructions show that way, and I change it to that way, or you could just take them off entirely. And then the 2 stud pieces, the little 2 round pieces, what I did with those is I actually put them on the red piece here and here. So remember, the first step was moving the red piece out, so that creates this gap, and you'll have this big sort of, you know, bright red showing. So I put those 2 little round pieces on that. And then the final step that you need to do, and unfortunately it's just fallen off on the other one, but I can show you on this one. So this piece here in the instructions actually show you putting it in the bottom corner of this rounded piece. So I can just put that on like that. Now what we want to do is we want to move it just 1 brick up, such that it, if I can get it in, yeah. So the instructions show the top of this piece lining up with this piece. All we want to do is move it up 1 so that it's kind of in the middle of this 3x2 piece here. And what that piece is actually used for, and unfortunately it just dropped before, but that actually sits here, and so it sort of locks in above, that actually locks in above here. So if I actually take it off the other one, so it actually kind of looks like that kind of thing. And again, you need that leverage for it to move. And that's it. They are the 5 steps that you need to do to change it. So just to recap, and again, detailed description in the description of this video how to do it. But these 2 red pieces, move them 1 out, and then the L-shaped piece from the first hole to the 3rd hole, and then don't lock it in with the red pin. And then the 3rd step, this pin here, instead of putting it through this way into the inside hole, we want to put it through the outside hole. And then the 4th step was removing the pieces at the bottom, which I showed you. So you can see that's the way the instructions show it, and then that's the way I've modified it. You can see it's now facing us against being perpendicular to us. And then the final step was just changing this piece up here and just moving it 1 up. Now I'm sure there are other ways that you could modify it, but you know, this is just one way, and you know, I hope it works for you. If you have any questions, if something's unclear, please leave a comment and I'll try and help you out. I'm sure there are other cool things you can do with the set. I had a lot of spare pieces, so you know, I put little lights and things on the front. I also changed this piece, it's meant to be in here, and I made it to the front. I also put some extra pieces on the top of the wings, which are sort of meant to be lights, and you know, so you can sort of play around with it a bit. But anyway, I hope that made sense, and thank you very much for watching, and I hope you can make a really cool V-shape opening Kylo Ren command shuttle. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.